good evening. This is your friend Han here, and it is great to see you here tonight. And tonight I have something very special for the my SEO and rank friends and organic tracker friends who want to rank their sites. And I happened to talk to a guy named Andy Black, who is an SEO expert. He's been around for a while now. He just came out with a software, and the name of the product, the software is called Social Traffic Ranker. And this one's a bit different. Like, we know, I've been interview a lot of SEO expert lately, and the commonality from those interviews is you need relative links and you need authority links, right? And what Andy's software does, it finds those two already, but he finds even more. And he found the sites with the traffic, with the social activities. Okay, so what you do is you open the software, you type the keywords, you will find the related authority sites to that keywords, and then you go to find out, okay, how many social like and social sharing, social, Facebook tweeting stuff. You get it, you get the idea there. And then you go to those sites and you drop your link in there in the commenting area basically. And he has including a free guide teach you how to do that. And in fact, he has shared in the interview how he does that. And not just, a lot of people are teaching you how to drop the link in the name field, make either your name a anchor text or make a clickable link. But a lot of time, authority site like that are, when they see a name as an anchor text, they most likely think it's spamming, not approve it. So Andy during the interview is going to show you exactly how he does it to make his link stick, not in the name field, but in the comment box. He has this little tiny tricks, and then nobody else's that I talked to has taught me yet, but he taught me that trick. And so you want to pay attention to that, how he does it, and so that the owner of the blog and won't actually have your link as in the on the blog comments as well. So you're gonna get immediate traffic. You're gonna actually can build a list with that link. You're also getting the backlink juice as well. So it's very, very cool ninja trick. So you want to pay attention during the interview. And among other awesome SEO tips, and we kind of discuss a lot about the current condition of SEO as well. So I think you should definitely stay tuned, check out the demo, see how cool this is after the interview. But most importantly, I'm very excited to share this a little interview with Andy Black with you to learn more about what exactly is going on with today's SEO, or what exactly you need to do to rank, and see how the expert SEO people do it, so you can model after them and do the same, right? All right, this is your friend Han, and until next time, may love and peace always be with you, and keep smiling, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend Han here again, and it's great to see you here. And I'm very, very excited this afternoon because I'm getting Andy Black with us again, who is an SEO expert. He's going to share what is going on with Google right now. I think that's the most asked question right now. What is changing? What is not working that was working in the past is now not working, and what is really working right now with the SEO. As you can find out, all this SEO person that really does SEO going to share some common grounds, and so you're going to hear about it. And at the end of the interview, he is going to introduce to you another software that he just developed, and gonna launching I think tomorrow, and it's really gonna help you with SEO, specifically to find a quality site to drop your backlink in. And he's gonna share some ninja tricks here, how to get those links stick and get approved with all that stuff. So before we get into the all kinds of excitement here, let's kind of learn how Andy started with internet marketing, but most importantly, what did he exactly do to achieve a level of success he has today. So Andy, could you kind of take over the mic, share your unique internet marketing story with us today?
Hi, sure, yeah. Well, I've been involved with internet marketing for about 6 or 7 years now. I started just sort of getting interested in the whole online thing. There was starting to boom a bit then, and more people were getting on the internet and, sort of starting to go down the old online sort of lifestyle, using it, should I say. So I just like, you know, a lot of marketers sort of bought a couple of domains, started getting my feet wet, and then sort of discovered how you can start, you know, getting lots of free traffic from places like, you know, Google, Yahoo. Back then it was like Alta Vista, lots of sort of the older search engines. And when I was sort of getting my feet wet, ranking sites, making sales, and it sort of went from there. And then a few years ago I got into, you know, started getting interested in sort of coding and sort of software products. I bought a few software products myself, and realised how beneficial and helpful they were for me, and particularly with things such as SEO and you know, getting traffic. And I developed my first sort of few software tools, and it went from there really. You know, selling them, making more software, updating that software, and so on, and to the point where I am here now, still doing that.
Cool. So what was that? Was a big transition from doing SEO to become a product creator? Was it a lot of challenge in on the way that you had to kind of overcome?
The transition, no, I mean the transition came because I suppose of the products that I was buying. At first I didn't even realise there was such products available. Okay. And I think, I don't know if it was a forum, it was a lot of years ago now, I don't know if it was a forum that I stumbled upon, or you know, a blog post or a video or something. I think it was, it might have even been Brad Callen's SEO Elite years ago or something like that. Might have been one of the first ones I bought. And then I realised that this is good. I didn't realise there was stuff that you can buy and you can use, that you can help further your online business with, your own websites. So I think it was, I had a turning point then. Rather than sort of working on this sort of e-commerce, couple of e-commerce sites and things that I had and I was seeing success with, I was getting more interested in the background side of it, I suppose, from like the product creator side. What can I create that can help my websites? And then eventually it went on to how can it help other people's websites. So that was a kind of like transition from being on that side of the fence to sort of this side of the fence, you know, in the trenches, sort of developing these ideas.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what? Obviously, you've been doing this SEO stuff for a long time now. I mean, I think way before I even get started. So what are you seeing that's happening right now with Google? I mean, I think that's the most freaking asking question here. Like, what has worked in the past is no longer working. Let's talk about that first. Then let's talk about what do you find is really working right now to as far as helping people ranking pages and getting traffic to the site.
Right, well, what people need to realise is that Google, all they want to do is increase their user experience, you know, give a better user experience to their users and clean up their index. And, you know, if you was in their shoes, I suppose that's all you'd want to do. You know, you've got to look after number one. And at first, when I sort of even had some of my stuff hit by, you know, Penguin, Panda I completely escaped, but Penguin, some of the sites got hit, and a lot of people, you know, thousands of people were sort of whinging and mourning and, you know, removing Google Analytics and things like that, which I don't agree. You know, you should do, because if you did remove it, then you're obviously hiding something, and that's the wrong sort of mindset to have today. What you need to do is, you know, all Google are wanting to do is to see a cleaner internet. So the things that don't work now is, you know, a lot of your automated link building, what I call a manufactured link. If you create a web page for the sake of getting a backlink, then that's more or less like an orphan page. That page isn't suddenly gonna get all this magical traffic through. You know, like it's like when the old you know, like profile pages, when people started realizing that these sites you can create profiles, and they were setting up these little, you know, thin content pages, putting a couple of spammy links in, and they were seeing rankings, and obviously that was soon nipped in the bud, because the manufactured pages, they offer no value and they don't get any traffic. And before, where it was all about sort of like, you know, you create links, you know, the more links that you, certainly years ago, the more links that you had, it didn't even have to be from relevant sites. You know, you got you know, you got an increase in rankings, and basically it's technology. Technology has improved. Their algorithms have improved, same as the other search engines, and people have got to adapt. If you want to still get organic traffic from Google, you've got to sort of clean up your act and do things the right way.
Yes, so basically all the spamming quote unquote links doesn't work anymore. And the end of the day, Google is kind of like advertising. They just want to use the very minimum click to get the results whoever's trying to finding content with. So with a whole bunch of spamming content out there, you really is not helping them at all. So they obviously they had to clean that up. Would it? I just interviewed another SEO expert just last week. He said that what was working right now is a link from a relative site with authorities. Is that what you're seeing that's working right now? Instead of using the spamming link, or you have something else here as well?
Yeah. I mean, stay away from. There's a lot of places where you can get links from, but there's a lot of sites out there that haven't, they weren't really built to sort of get traffic. They were sort of built to get links, and it obviously right in what you're saying, an authority site. But what makes an authority site? Is it the amount of pages the site has? Is it the age of the site? Is it the page rank? Or is it the amount of traffic and the amount of social engagement that it gets? Now that's a sort of site that I think is the best sort of site at the moment, because Google loves to see, it's a social sort of media world that we're in now. You've got to look at video, Facebook, Twitter. It's all about people engaging and sharing content. And, Google, I believe, is sort of going down that route. It wants to see real engagement. It wants to see, if a page gets traffic, then a link from that page will be worth something. If a page doesn't get traffic, and it's never had anyone on that site, even from the site, and you have a link on there, it's worth nothing, because it doesn't have any real world value. So the SEO value of that is nada. It's nothing. So
just kind of maybe summary up what you just said here is, when you consider a quality link, what do you think Google considering as quality link is from a site that's already getting? Does it have to be related to your niche, or does it not have to be related to your niche? And that's my question here. And obviously you need to be authority with the traffic, with the social activities, right?
Yeah, well, ideally, I mean, if there's so many boxes that you can tick, and the more ticks that you have, the better it's going to be for you.
Okay.
But what was the question again? What was
my question is how important is some people say
relevancy.
Relevance, and how important is a backlink relevant site is in today's environment of ranking a site on Google?
If you had a page that was receiving a lot of traffic from an authority site, but you had an irrelevant link on that page, people who were going to that page for whatever reason, if it's about a specific topic, and people were coming from a mailing list, there were people coming from Google, people were coming from Facebook, Twitter, whatever, they would be coming because of that particular topic about that page. So if you had an irrelevant link on there, how much traffic do you think that link's going to get? And they're not going to come into a page about Google Penguin and then think, oh, there's a washing machine link there, I could do with a new washing machine, I'll click on that link. It's not going to happen. So I think relevancy does play a key. If you have something that's completely unrelated, then you're not going to get, no matter how much traffic a page gets, you're unlikely to get any traffic.
Okay, that's what the other SEO experts said too. That you need to focus on relative sites and authorities and traffic. And as a marketer, you need to post on relative sites anyway, because you're gonna get instant quality traffic to your sites. Even in the process ranking the site, while you're ranking the site, you can get the targeted traffic, start making sales on your affiliate review sites or whatever you're doing there. So so let's talk about how do you find the sites? Once you find the sites, how do you get the link get your backlink into the comment box there.
How do you get into the comment box?
Yeah.
If you find a good site is an active site as well. So you want if you're going to write a long comment, the worst thing that you can do is sort of, publish that comment and then it's being moderated or it disappears and you just never see that comment.
Right.
But how I get comments approved and with URLs in as well is, first of all, make it lengthy, make it personal. If the author gives their name away, if it's Sandra or if it's Steve or Dave, the name who's done that, refer to his name, because then he knows as soon as you connect with that person's name, that removes any possibility really of it being an automated spam comment.
Right.
So you're connecting with them straight away, so you're automatically creating rapport with them. Then connect and touch with the topic they're talking about. So if they're talking about something, read the blog post. It's worth the time reading and worth the time leaving a comment. So don't think about time being an issue. Oh, this is going to take me 5 minutes to do this, because it'll be worth 100, 500 more times than a rubbish spammy comment from a rubbish page. But basically engage with the topic, comment on that, either add an opinion, add value, add another tip, but then to drop a URL in, what works well, I've been finding, is if you have something that you can offer for free, whether it's a free tool or whether it's for anyone can write a little report. It could be something useful and relevant to the topic of a page. So if you're finding pages, write something that solves a problem, and then link to that. But ask, seek approval within your comment as well. Don't just sort of drop it in. Just say, if the site owner or the author, doesn't mind me sharing this with, if you don't mind me sharing this with your readers, then because I think they'll get some benefit from it. Then hopefully it can benefit them. Drop the link in, but then don't just leave it at that link. Carry on writing. Write a few more sentences, engage a little bit further, because a lot of people, a lot of spam comments is a few sentences and it just ends with a link. So it's that mindset. When you see a few words in a link, straight away our brains are trained to think spam. If we leave a link or a URL and then in the middle of a sort of a lengthy comment, then there's nothing that shouts spam about that. And if it's something that's free as well, it's not like this topic's amazing, blah blah, engage and then drop something to some free shoes or online whatever. Make it relevant, make it useful, and include a lengthy, because that's a web property. It's not just a link. It's not for the purpose of a link. What you're wanting people to do is to read your comment, get some value from it, and they're more likely then to click the link.
Now, when you make that link, do you do a direct link to, let's say, a PDF file, or you link to a landing page, a squeeze page?
So a page. It can be a squeeze page. You can get opt-ins. I've been building a list with one site in particular. But what you can do, if it's you're wanting to rank a particular page or a site, then what you can do is sort of have a download link or a graphic or something where they can get that document, so they're going to land on that page. And also, by the time they sort of click and the dialog box comes up and they save it on the local hard drive, and by the time they save that, they've been on that site for a short while of time, so it's not like they're hitting your site and then they're bouncing straight off. So it also helps with the it keeps them on the site a little while as well, which also helps with SEO.
Oh wow, that's not only a backlink tips, it's also a awesome traffic tips there. So guys, taking notes on that and start implementing it. And
yeah. Can I just say quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're just hitting what you said then. That's what it is. Whenever you build links, try not to think about SEO. Try and think about direct traffic. Right? Mm-hmm. What can I contribute to this page in order to get traffic from this page? The best thing to do is to not think about Google. Don't think about rankings. Just contribute and focus on traffic. Again, doesn't matter if it's do follow, no follow. Don't check. Don't even check. Because if you don't check, it's going to be natural, and if it's natural, it's going to give you a good overall link profile. And you don't even need a clickable link. Sometimes mix it up. Some sites, you leave a comment, drop the URL in, and it'll just be the URL. But do you know what? If people are interested, that'll send you direct traffic as well.
Okay, so let me ask you a further question here. Do you, when you find these blocks, do you check do follow or no follow, or does that matter?
No.
second, so it does not matter. Okay. And my other question is, there are still people out there say the name field, which you can make into an anchor text via keywords, or just put your name, or mix them up. Is that still helpful, or is this something you just not focus on? Just put your real name there, or are you trying to make that name into a link too as well?
Years ago, I mean, obviously there's things like keyword love and things like that. That's on a WordPress platform. Me personally, if I leave a link, I just put my name. I just put my first name.
Okay.
I think first of all, if you land on a page and there's comments, and you remember these pages that we want to engage with are like authority pages. These pages that high PR, they get traffic, they get social signals and sharing activity. Mm-hmm. So if they've got 4 existing comments on there, and it's Carl, Peter, and Sarah, and then you put something on there, internet marketing software downloads, as soon as you see that come through, it's going to look spammy. Uh-huh. And at the end of the day, Google. This goes back to years ago when Google relied on anchor text, other people to determine what a website and page was about. These days, Google doesn't need links to know what it's about. They've got the technology to know exactly what a web page is about.
Oh wow! So you're saying just drop a bare link inside the comments, it should be enough to, get your enough link juice or drive enough traffic to kind of push your page up, right?
Yeah. Mix it up. Do some comments where it's in just your name, because that's going to give you, a link through. Whether it's no follow, do follow, it doesn't matter. But yeah, a percentage of them you want to sort of try and get a URL in there, because that's going to hopefully send you some direct traffic. If a page, especially if it's a new page, if it's a fairly new page, because the author might have a mailing list, he might mail, or they might get notifications, so his readers, it might get a flurry of traffic. That's when you sort of ideally, in some cases, want to sort of catch these pages, because if you can add value in your link, you only need a few people to sort of click through the URL or to come through to your site, and it's gonna send the right sort of activity and signals to Google.
Okay. So obviously, I mean, if you had to manually going out there to sort to a giant database of web pages, it's gonna take a tremendous time and effort, and especially had to go back to check whether or not they have activity on the site, social activities or traffic activities, and I think that's the reason you create this awesome software that you're gonna launching tomorrow. And can we talk about that a little bit here? Let's talk about let's give out the names, and let's talk about what exactly does this software do. Then we're getting into the other stuff. Follow that.
Right. The software will take a keyword, and you set a few options, and you literally click a button. What it does is the work that we were talking about then about web pages. Does it have page rank? What's the relevancy of the web page? Does it have social signals? Is the site built around a discussion, a known discussion platform? Does it have a comment box? Is there existing comments? All of these sort of things that you would do manually to look at a page and think, right, yeah, I'll do that. To go through 100 pages manually and to check all of these things would take a long time. This software does all of that with a click of the button. You do the commenting manually, which you should do in this day and age. Automation is a brilliant thing with a lot of things in life, but some things are best, even if it's a last stage, is best doing manually, because it's the sort of results that will stick. But the software does everything. It'll find these pages, and it'll help you filter them down very quickly to the ones that you can, the best ones to engage with, and the ones that you can actually leave a comment on and join in the discussion with.
Okay, so how is this different than the other similar software out there? What is your software do that other ones hasn't done yet? Why should everybody get it? In other words,
what this software does, a lot of sort of software tools that do similar things will target one or two sort of platforms, like WordPress or Blog Engine, something like this. This will fetch real results. So it doesn't go out hunting specifically. Well, there's actually it doesn't because there's two parts to the software.
Okay.
The top feature will bring back the real results for the top results for a keyword. So if you type in mountain bikes or any type of keyword, and the software will go out and get the 100 top results, and what it'll do is it'll check through them 100 results and it will pinpoint which ones you've got a chance of leaving a comment on. Because if you get a comment on them top results, then what better to get a link from a page that Google is already ranking for that keyword, for a relevant keyword.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what the software does is it can identify from it's nearly 60 commenting discussion type platforms. So it'll highlight in a little green box. So if it's green, it means that they use a known platform that's built into the software. So it's very easy to sort of pick out these sort of sites.
Okay. So I see what you mean now. Let's talk about obviously time of the launch and what exactly did they get from the front end offer, and what is the price, and do you have different license for it or just one license for all?
It's just one license.
Okay.
It's launching on the 18th, Thursday the 18th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
Uh-huh.
And the price is going to be starting at $23. But it will be, it's a dime sale, so, obviously as the sales come in, then the price will be creeping up.
Okay. And so what is the OTO? Do you have any OTOs or?
I do, yeah. To me, there's two sort of core problems with internet marketers. The main sort of problems to me is SEO and getting sort of organic free traffic from the search engines. The second is content. Creating content. A lot of people, some people can't even write articles. I mean, I've created a number of sort of content creation type softwares. Some of them are like manual, some of them are automated sort of tools, and a lot of the software in question that's part of the OTO. I've had a lot of feedback in the past and praise of people by email saying that they can finally write articles because they can't, they've never been able to sit down and write an article. They just haven't got that sort of, I think your brain has to be wired. It's like programmers, your brain has to be wired a certain way. You can either do something or you can't. Some people struggle to do things, and what this software does, it allows you to write high quality, unique articles by breaking things into baby steps. And it also has a lot of LSI sort of functionality in, and there's also another tool as well that taps into a hugely unused resource for content research, niche research. So it's two software tools in the OTO.
Okay, so is that the only OTO I have, or do you have more? Or
that's the two tools that are in the OTO, yeah.
Okay, so let's kind of recap here. So, in your opinion, who's going to be really benefit, especially for the front end software? Who's going to be really benefit from getting this, and who needs it the most? In other words.
If you're an internet marketer and you want to get free traffic from Google, certainly if if you're struggling to sort of get rankings, or you've a lot of people have there's a lot of confusion this last year going around about SEO, and there's a lot of Google's moving with every update that they roll out and every sort of filter that they sort of they apply, the goalposts are getting moved and people are sort of like chasing along. If you struggle to rank websites, or if you are in a habit of setting up a blog, creating some content, and then wanting to set up another blog, and you want to get them ranked, and you want to get some traffic, and you want to get some subscribers, and etc., then this software is perfect for that, because it's pure. The approach to this software is from a pure white hat point of view. So there's nothing spammy about it. There's nothing automated about it. It's not going to go and create little links all over the place that have no value. It allows you to sort of do things how Google want you to do things. So you're very, very unlikely to sort of get penalised in the future for this type of approach. I mean, you won't get penalised because all you're doing is doing what Google want you to do.
Right. So, and you do have a free guide I can give away to my people, right? On how to, especially how to, some tips, how to write comments and how to get a more chance to get approved for those links. Can you talk about that report a little bit as well?
Yeah. The report basically just explains the whole methodology, or the whole mindset behind this type of approach to SEO. It sort of explains a few things, explains a little bit about what's gone on and what Google are really after, which is kind of what we've talked about, throughout this interview. But it basically gives tips on how how to sort of leave comments and the different types of comments that you can leave. Again, like what we've been talking about, and it gives a few other sort of little tips in there as well. To help the sort of websites get started. This particular style of SEO is very, very good as well for new websites, and it takes very little work. It's not about one mistake people make is, it's a new website, I'll build 30 links every day, and then in 2 weeks time I'll do 50 links a day. That's a load of rubbish. If you have a brand new website, and if you're not a known brand, so you're a new website that's just appeared on the net, you're not going to get loads of people linking to you. So to me, what I do with a brand new site is literally a couple of comments a day. I might miss a few days. I might do 3 one day, I might do 2 the next, I might miss 3 days, I might do 4 or 5. Start off slow, because it's not about, don't think about link building or it's about volume. Try not to look at a link as an actual is a sort of a value or an asset itself. Look at it as a pattern. If you get the pattern right, then you're going to get that power, you're going to get them sort of rankings, you're going to get noticed by Google. If you get that pattern wrong and you throw too many links, certainly with a brand new site, then that's why the whole sandbox sort of scenario, people building links and this is great, they're seeing a nice ranking, and then boom, the site disappears for months. It's because it's unnatural. You do things the right way, then you're gonna see benefits. Slow is best.
Slow is the best. Okay, great.
Slow is best, yeah.
Great, awesome.
And as your site gets more traffic, you can choose to crank up that more. So if you're suddenly getting a site that's getting 150 visitors, and you're getting traffic from others, this direct traffic we're talking about from other relevant pages, hotspots, you get this traffic, and then Google's going to send you more traffic. So that pitch puts your traffic up. The more traffic you get, the more safer it is to build links at a slightly faster pace if you choose to do so.
Okay, cool, awesome. I think for those still watching this, just want to give a tip here. If you don't want to take your time writing comments or posting comments and get approved, you have the option to hire very cheaply to have other people do it for you. Just want to throw it out in there. Or maybe English is not your first language, you don't know how to commenting on most of the sites. You have alternative to hire people, get everything done cheaply. But before you even do that, you need to know where to go, and which is what the software does to find those quality sites to post a comment to. So for those who are still watching this, please stay tuned, watch a demo video, see how this software works, and most importantly how it's really going to benefit you. What I really like about this is the software actually lists the number of social activities that site is getting. So the more activities, the more social network they're in, obviously is the one you really want to focus on first. And to that note, Andy, I think I have asked a lot of questions today, and I have all the questions I need to ask you right now. Do you have any final words before we kind of leave here today?
Just a little point you was making then about if people outsource or they have someone who does this for them, someone who they can trust, then yeah, the software you can export all the data as a CSV file. As you can sort of sort, filter, arrange the data, to help really filter down the results. So obviously when you're armed with that data, it's easy to sort of email it or upload it or send it to someone else.
Yeah. So as a busy entrepreneur, sometimes we just ran out of time, or sometimes it's too boring to do that, but it's something you need to do for your business. So That's why you're outsourced. And yeah, and thanks again, Andy, for your time, for sharing some
No,
awesome
thanks for having me.
updates on the SEO stuff, and you're plugging too. I'm looking forward to using it myself as well, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much, Han.
All right, thanks, Andy.
See you now. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Okay guys, now just time to give you a quick overview of the software. So this is Social Traffic Ranker. This is the main interface once you've loaded the software up, and you're presented with two kind of searching options here, both very similar, but they do operate in a slightly different way, which I'll explain now. So the first example I'm going to give you is using the top feature, and I'm going to type in my keyword, which is Google Penguin. Okay, there's a few options underneath. Google region, at the moment there's 3 options, but I can add more countries, which I'll look at doing, but I'll leave it on worldwide. Indexed, this is so the software can return fresh results for you. So if you're wanting only new web pages that Google has just indexed 4 days ago, for example, then you would select past week, or you can choose past month or whatever. That way you know that the page has been moderated, and the website owner or the person who written the post is going to be checking for new comments, any type of engagement from the site's readers, and also you know that Google is going to be hot on the tail of that web page. It's going to be crawling that page and sort of seeing what sort of activity is going to be going on with it. Okay, so for this example I'll just select past month. And then results, you can return up to 100 results, but for the purpose of this overview demonstration video, I will just select 10. Okay, and then you can choose to have a title match or not a title match. So if you're wanting a bit more of a broad search to get some broader results, then you can just leave it unchecked. If you're wanting to return posts that is really targeting your keyword, in this case Google Penguin, then I may choose to check that box there. But for now I'll leave it unchecked. And then all I do then is click Fetch Top Sites. Now what Google is doing here, it's literally finding the top results for that keyword. So if I want to get targeted traffic for that keyword, then I really want to engage with those top results, because they're going to be getting traffic for that keyword. Okay. As you can see here, I've only got it set to the first 10 results, and I'll explain what these columns are now. So the software is still processing. The first column is the ranked URL. So this is the page that the software has found. If it's got a light green background here, it means it is recognized as a platform that allows user engagement. So whether you can comment on it, or you can create an account and then you can engage in discussions, things like that, then it'll show in green. So that's a good sign, because it means that it uses a platform that you can engage with and leave some content on there, or drop a URL, or get a backlink, etc. The second column, title, obviously just lets you know when you can read the title and see how targeted it is to the topic of your site that you're wanting to get links from. Page rank of the actual page, the domain page rank here, site PR, so we can see we've got a lot of PR8s, PR4, PR7, PR6, PR5. Then we've got some social signal stats here as well. We've got Facebook shares, likes, and also tweets. So ideally, certainly for a page that is less than a month old, to get pages that have got social signals, probably won't have page rank, depending on when the last update was. These are all results from the last month. And then if we look over to the right hand side, if you see a little green box here that says comment box, it means that the software has identified that there's actually a live comment box on that page. Now if you notice a little dude here with a little speech bubble, that means that it's a comment box, and it's already identified that there's existing comments on there. Because I, for one, have over the years, you sort of you find these blogs and you think, oh, this is a great post to sort of leave a valuable comment. So you read the blog post, you write a nice long comment out, add some value, and then nothing happens. And it's because some site owners don't want to have comments on. They don't disable the comment boxes or anything like that. They just don't bother approving any. So it's not always the case. If it's new pages, like some of these might be really new posts, so it may be that there aren't any comments on it for that reason. But if you've got a high PR site that has a good Alexa ranking, or appears to get a lot of traffic, and there's posts there that are like 3 or 4 months old, and there's no comments or anything like that throughout the site, chances are they just don't want to have any sort of social activity for one reason or another. But that little symbol there tells you that there are existing comments. Okay, so just from these top 10 results here, I can see for certain that there's 2 sites here that I can get some sort of social engagement with and get some traffic from, or some backlink juice or something like that. Okay, to save these as a CSV file, so you can then do some additional sorting and filtering, all you do is you can just type your name in here, and then when you click export, it'll date stamp it, and it will save that to the data folder within the software, which you can which is on your local hard drive. Right, so I'm going to close that window. Oh, sorry, before I do that, also there's some other features here as well, which I'll explain quickly now. There's a top keywords button. So if I click on that, it will open up a new window, and it will tell me the Alexa ranking for this site. We can see it's an authority site, gets a lot of traffic, and it also tells me the top keywords. So we can see a Facebook trick, search engine journal, Penguin 2. So these are the keywords that the site gets searched, gets found for the most in the search engines. So that's just another little option there that you can use. And then another option here is index pages. If you want to click and see how active a site is, you can click on that. It will tell you their index pages for search engine journal, about 17,600 results. You can visit any of these just by clicking on the URLs. And then if you want to check for recent pages only, you just click that button there, and tells you here index pages for searchenginejournal.com, about 219 results. These are the number of pages indexed within the last month. So we know now that this site here is very active. It's creating new pages, and it's a site that isn't just sitting there, stale and sort of becoming stagnant. So it's an active site. So something like this is ideal to be able to sort of engage with and get some traffic and backlinks from. Right. Now what I'm going to do now is show you the second kind of way of searching for sites. Again, I'm going to use the same keyword, Google Penguin. This is a little bit different because this really, rather than just getting the top results for a keyword and then the software will quickly identify which pages you can get links from, or you can leave comments on. Because for you to go through 100 pages one at a time, scroll down and see if there's comments on there, if you can get comments, it's easier to run through the software, and the software will quickly identify the ones you are likely to get links from. With the second feature, you can enter the keyword again, but what it does, it literally does a search that will target sites that you can get links on. So it's more likely to return results for pages that you can jump in there and leave comments and start engaging with. There's an option here as well, comments exist. So if we want to target sites that actually have existing comments on as well, which is probably a good idea to do, because then you know that when you're going to comment, it's more likely to get approved if there's some kind of moderation process. That's providing you leave a good comment. Again, on here, results 10, 20, I'll just leave it on 10 here. And then title match, I recommend to leave this checked on because of the type of search queries that the software makes when querying Google. It can sometimes get a little bit less sort of targeted unless you have this option. So I've got Google Penguin there. I'm going to leave title match on. Then I'm just going to click fetch results. You'll see again similar format to before. In fact, the same format to before. Comes up with a rank URL. The green ones identifies that it uses a platform that we can get comments from. You can see here that it's found 4 already, still processing I think. 5, 6. Right, so out of these 10 results that I've set the software to return, 6 of these have comment boxes on, and they also have existing comments. So I know that some of these sites here I can jump in. I mean, this one's here is a PR6 site. It has a load of Facebook activity, has a load of Twitter activity. This is the same site again, but a different post. So these are the type of places that you want to jump in and sort of like you know, drop a URL in or get your link in there somehow. A good way of doing this is by you know, offering something for free from a blog post or a page from your site, because people are a bit more tolerable when you're providing their sort of readers with something that they can use and something that's relevant and useful, rather than dropping like an affiliate link or something like that. So that's just a quick, well, a long drawn out overview. I'm not very good at doing short videos. I tend to waffle on, but again, just put the keyword in there, whatever I want to save it as, and click that button. It'll export that CSV file. Okay, so that's Social Traffic Ranker. Hope you enjoyed watching the demo, and I hope to see you on the 18th of July at 11 AM AST. Thanks a lot.